CCTVs have provided some of the most shocking moments ever seen.
The shooting happened outside a Brooklyn apartment building. Police say the woman just walked up and then opened fire.
And you're about to see things no one was supposed to see. Men in black caught on camera. Shocking footage. And mysterious disappearances that never got solved. Watch carefully because you might see what others missed.
The shooting happened outside a Brooklyn apartment building. Police say the woman just walked up and then opened fire.
In August 2021, a shocking and disturbing incident unfolded in Brooklyn, caught on CCTV. The footage shows a woman casually walking up behind another woman on Franklin Avenue before ending her life. When police arrived, they found 42-year-old Delia Johnson unconscious on the ground. She was rushed to Interfaith Hospital but didn't survive. At first, officers were looking for a man in a white shirt and blue pants, seen leaving the scene in a white Mercedes SUV. When they stopped the vehicle, they found a woman who didn't match the description, so they let her go. Moments later, they realized that the woman was actually the suspect, Claudia Banton. Banton was later identified as the person seen in the video. Her defense claims the footage doesn't clearly show her as the perpetrator. They also argue that prosecutors haven't presented a motive, weapon, or consistent description of what the suspect was wearing. Her trial is ongoing as of May 2025. Disturbing recording. In September 2014, 30-year-old social worker Kaylin Louder was last seen on surveillance footage leaving her condo in Murray, Utah, barefoot and underdressed, despite the rainy weather. Earlier that day, she had made strange 911 calls.
When I have an intruder at the house, they're stealing from my house.
Okay.
Get them out of my house.
Okay, do you know who this person is?
No, I don't. I just know that there's an intruder in my house.
One mentioning an intruder, but officers found no sign of any break-in. 2 months later, her body was found in the Jordan River, about 5 miles away. An autopsy couldn't determine the cause, and toxicology reports showed no illegal substances. Authorities found no signs of foul play, but her family still believes there are unanswered questions about her final moments.
Hey, where exactly are you?
I'm in the back bedroom. Karen,
Where did the
lock your
suspect
door.
enter the building?
There's only one door. Get out of my house.
Is there anyone else in the building who belongs there?
Yes, there's 6 apartments.
No trace. In 1987, Dale Kerstetter, a security guard at Corning Glassworks in Pennsylvania, disappeared during his night shift. CCTV footage showed him speaking to a masked figure, but there was no sign of a struggle. By morning, Dale was gone, along with $250,000 worth of platinum. His truck was still parked outside, keys inside, and his belongings untouched. Investigators couldn't determine if Dale was involved or a victim. Decades later, no trace of him or the missing platinum has been found. Theories range from abduction to an elaborate escape, but it still hasn't been solved, and sadly, might never be. Unbelievable strength. She looked like just another schoolgirl. Normal, unremarkable. But then, out of nowhere, something strange happened. One of her things fell under a parked car. Instead of bending down, she calmly walked over, grabbed the car with one hand, and lifted it. Yes, actually lifted it. Then she walked to the other side of the car and gently pushed it toward the wall, all while remaining completely composed. No panic, no rush, just pure strength and calmness. It looked like a scene from a movie. But this bizarre moment was caught on camera, leaving everyone who saw it speechless. Table tossed. A group of friends were sitting at a cafe in China when something inexplicable happened. Their table started moving on its own. At first, they thought it was a prank. One guy, getting annoyed, turned to a girl nearby, thinking she was messing with them. But then, she did something even stranger. She waved her hand in the air, and that guy was suddenly thrown backward, landing on a sofa. He stood up in shock, only for her to raise her hand again and send him flying back. After calmly walking away, it was clear she was no ordinary girl, and maybe she moved the table too. Haunted room. In September 2003, eerie screams echoed from room 209 at the Wingate Hotel in Illinois. Guests reported the noises, and a staff member went to investigate. As he approached, he too heard the chilling sounds. Summoning his courage, he unlocked the door and went inside. What makes it even creepier is the CCTV footage. As the staff member entered, a ghostly figure seemed to emerge from the room, drifting into the hallway. At the same time, the corridor lights flickered and briefly went out. The room itself appeared empty, with no trace of what caused the screams. To this day, the mystery remains unsolved. Last footage. In July 2014, Lars Mittank, a German tourist, vanished without a trace in Bulgaria. After an ear injury, a doctor advised him not to fly, but his behavior grew strange. On his departure day, airport CCTV captured him acting paranoid, looking over his shoulder like someone was chasing him. Suddenly, Lars bolted from the airport, sprinting into the unknown. Despite extensive searches, he was never found. Some believe he was fleeing from a real threat, while others think his mind broke under pressure. The last footage of Lars running away remains haunting, leaving people questioning what truly happened that day. Unsolved case. CCTV at the Cecil Hotel in Los Angeles recorded Elisa Lam acting bizarrely in an elevator. She pressed random buttons, stepped in and out, and seemed to hide from something unseen. At one point, it looked like she was talking to someone who wasn't there. After the footage surfaced, Elisa was found in a rooftop water tank. How she got there remains unexplained. Some believe she was fleeing from something supernatural, while others think it was a mental health crisis. To this day, no one has been able to solve how she passed away. Vanishing woman. In Romania, a man reviewed CCTV footage to find out who had scratched his car. As he watched, he saw a woman walking casually along the road. But then, something strange happened. Her body slowly began to blend into the surroundings, almost as if she was camouflaging herself. At first, he didn't notice, but as the footage continued, it became clear. This was no ordinary woman. By the end, she had nearly disappeared entirely, leaving the man with more questions than answers. What he witnessed remains a mystery. Disappearing friend. In a small Peruvian town, CCTV captured a chilling moment. Two friends were walking when one of them suddenly vanished, disappearing without a trace. The other friend, terrified, ran away, and after some time, he returned. Shaken and unable to explain what had happened, fear took over, and he fled once more. Was it an abduction, or something even stranger? The footage leaves people questioning what happened that day, with no answers in sight. Reality glitch. One day, a man suddenly appeared by the roadside as if he'd stepped out of another dimension. His arrival was so smooth and normal that no one around seemed to notice. The man didn't look startled or confused, just like anyone else going about their day. It was as if he had been placed there without explanation. Some think it might hint at something much bigger, like time travel or a glitch in reality. Whatever the case, it leaves people questioning how someone can just appear without anyone noticing how they got there. Vanishing rider. A delivery man was parked outside a house, checking his packages, when he heard a motorbike approach. As the bike passed behind him, he turned to look, but the rider was gone. Curious, he checked the CCTV footage. It showed the bike coming into view, but then it just vanished, like it had crossed into another dimension. It didn't make sense, and the delivery man couldn't figure out where the rider went. Was it some kind of glitch in reality, or something stranger? No one knows for sure, but it's definitely one of those moments that makes you question what happened. Gravity defied. In a small town in China, something truly bizarre happened one day. 2 vans and a car suddenly lifted off the ground, floating as if gravity had just stopped working. Locals couldn't believe what they were seeing. It looked like something straight out of a movie. People were terrified, unsure of what caused the vehicles to rise. Some thought it might be an unseen force or even something supernatural. To this day, no one has figured out why it happened. Haunted home. In a quiet UK town, an abandoned house sat empty for nearly a decade. Then, a new family moved in, despite local rumors about the spirit of the house's original owner. At first, they ignored the stories, but soon they felt an eerie presence around them. Things got stranger when their CCTV captured a ghostly figure near the entrance. Standing still before fading away. It made people wonder if the house was truly empty, or if someone never really left. Some places just hold on to their past, refusing to let go. Disappearing neighbor. In an Indonesian town, a man became curious about his neighbor, a woman who just didn't seem quite human. One day, while checking his CCTV, he saw something that made his skin crawl. The woman's body appeared to blend into the background, and at one point, her head completely disappeared. After that day, she was never seen again. It was like she wasn't meant to be there at all. Whether it was a glitch in reality or something else, no one could explain it. Sometimes things just don't add up, leaving us with more questions than answers. Headless drifter. A local in Romania was casually checking his house CCTV when he spotted something bizarre. On the roadside, a man was calmly walking, but he had no head. Just as the viewer tried to process what he was seeing, the man vanished into thin air like he was never there. It was so smooth and quick that it almost felt unreal. Moments like this make you wonder if there's more to reality than we realize. Maybe we just catch glimpses of it sometimes. Mall portal. Back in 2002, a Miami mall was buzzing with people going about their day. Suddenly, something straight out of a sci-fi movie happened. A strange energy swirled in the air, and a glowing portal opened right in the middle of the mall. Panic set in as people jumped up and ran in every direction, not wanting to stick around to find out what it was. The portal only lasted a few seconds before vanishing as suddenly as it appeared. No one dared to go near it, and to this day, people still wonder where it came from. Ghostly house. A homeowner kept hearing strange noises at night, but could never find the source. Frustrated, he installed CCTV to catch whatever was causing the disturbance. When he reviewed the footage, he couldn't believe his eyes. Orbs floated through the rooms, and several ghostly figures casually wandered around. Freaked out, he didn't waste time. He moved out and never looked back. Since then, the house remains empty, as no one wants to risk experiencing the same eerie encounters. It's like the place holds onto its secrets, refusing to let anyone feel at ease. Hair tug. One night, a woman was peacefully sleeping in her room, the TV humming softly in the background. Suddenly, she woke up with a strange feeling, like something was watching her. At first, she thought it was just the TV, but then something chilling happened. Her hair moved as if pulled by an unseen force. The sensation was eerie and cryptic, leaving her frozen with fear. Whatever it was, it felt like she wasn't alone in that room. Maybe it was a warning, a sign that she needed to leave and never come back. Ghostly figures. At a quiet highway checkpost one night, CCTV captured something that left everyone baffled. Two dark, ghostly figures appeared out of nowhere, standing still for a few moments before vanishing just as quickly. At the time, security didn't notice anything strange, but when they checked the footage, they couldn't believe their eyes. There were no signs of anyone being there, and no clues about where the figures went. The mysterious appearance and disappearance left the staff questioning what they had just witnessed. Sometimes, the most unsettling things happen right under our noses. Phantom staff. At a busy hotel, something unexpected caught the staff's attention. A girl wearing the hotel uniform was seen wandering the halls. But something was off. No one could recall where she had gone. Curious, the staff checked the CCTV footage and were left speechless. The girl seemed to walk straight through a wall, disappearing without a trace. They rushed to the room she supposedly entered, but it was empty. No one knew who she was, or how she did it. To this day, the mystery remains unsolved, leaving the staff uneasy every time they pass that hallway. Possessed wife. In a small Chinese town, a family's peaceful life took a dark turn. The husband had been away for work, and when he returned, he noticed his wife was acting strangely. Worried, he checked the CCTV footage from the night before. What he saw was chilling. His wife looked completely possessed. Her eyes were dark, and a voice that wasn't hers spoke through her while their baby slept nearby. Shocked and terrified, the family soon disappeared without a word. To this day, no one knows what happened to them. Whatever it was, it left a haunting mystery behind. Dragged away. A young woman had been feeling like something was wrong, but no one believed her. She claimed an unseen force would drag her from room to room, sometimes even to the garage. People thought she was imagining it, until the CCTV footage revealed the truth. The video showed her being pulled by something invisible, struggling to break free. Not long after that, she vanished without a trace, leaving everyone puzzled and afraid. Was it a paranormal force? No one knows, but the footage still sends chills down anyone who sees it. Elevator haunting. In a Japanese town, an old apartment building had a reputation for eerie vibes, especially near the elevator. One night, a woman stepped inside, unaware of the strange stories. As the doors closed, the elevator began acting up, stopping at random floors, speeding up and slowing down. It seemed like a sign to get out, but she stayed put. Suddenly, it stopped on a dark, unfamiliar floor. She cautiously stepped out, but afterward, she disappeared for a while. Locals say she eventually came back, but never spoke about what happened during that terrifying ride. The mystery remains unsolved. Truck miracle. A video shared online left everyone puzzled. It showed a speeding truck heading straight for a motorbike. Just before the collision, something unbelievable happened. A person appeared out of nowhere and moved the biker to the other side of the road. The truck zoomed past, leaving both the driver and bikers shocked. People online couldn't agree on what they saw. Some thought it was a superhuman act, while others believed it might have been an angel saving a life. Whatever it was, it seemed almost too incredible to be real. Airport vanishings. At a bustling airport in Scotland, everything seemed routine as passengers moved around. But then, something happened that still can't be explained. A few people suddenly vanished right in the middle of the terminal. Those nearby were left stunned and confused. The footage eventually leaked online, sparking endless theories. Some believed it was teleportation, while others suspected the government's involvement. To this day, no one knows what really happened, but the footage remains a mystery that still creeps people out. Bike abduction. Late one night in Romania, a man was riding his bike home after work. Out of nowhere, his bike stopped as if something was holding it. Before he could react, an unseen force yanked him backward, lifting him into the sky at full speed. It wasn't just a fall or stumble. He was pulled upward as if by an invisible hand. People who heard his story couldn't believe it, but the man insisted it was real. Whatever happened that night remains one of the most bizarre and unexplainable events caught on camera. Mysterious savior. Footage recently surfaced showing another unbelievable near miss. This time, a young woman was crossing the road when a car sped toward her. Just as the impact seemed inevitable, the same mysterious figure from a previous incident appeared, pulling her to safety in a split second. Witnesses were left speechless, unable to explain how it happened. The figure vanished just as quickly, but the woman was unharmed, leaving everyone questioning if it was a guardian angel or something else entirely. Dog's invisible tormentor. A woman noticed her dog behaving oddly, barking at walls and running around as if something was chasing it. To find out why, she set up a camera. What she saw later gave her chills. The footage showed the dog being pulled and dragged by an unseen force, almost like a ghost was playing tricks on it. Despite her efforts, she couldn't explain what was happening. The strange activity continued, making her wonder if something otherworldly was messing with her pet. Camouflaged entity. It's eerie to think that such things could be happening around us without anyone noticing. A clip from Mexico left viewers questioning reality. It showed a figure moving in a strange, glitchy way, sometimes blending into the background, sometimes becoming visible. The figure seemed to struggle, almost as if it was stuck between two worlds. People who saw the video couldn't agree on what it was. Some thought it was a person in camouflage, while others believed it was something far more unusual. Parking lot ghost. A late-night CCTV recording from a supermarket parking lot left everyone shocked. The footage showed a ghostly figure slowly moving along the roadside. It wasn't just a shadow or a trick of light. This shape moved with purpose. There was no alarm, and no one else was nearby. When the staff checked the footage, they were too stunned to say anything. Whatever it was didn't come to shop, and luckily, it didn't stick around for long. Shortcut encounter. Back in 2020, a guy took a shortcut through some woods on his way home, despite locals warning about ghost sightings. He wasn't worried at first, just walking as usual. Suddenly, a ghostly figure appeared right in front of him, out of nowhere. He didn't wait to find out more. He just took off, running as fast as he could. That night, he didn't just run fast, he ran smart. Sometimes listening to local stories might just save you from a real scare. Car ghost. One quiet night, CCTV captured a parked car on an empty street, bathed in streetlight. Nothing seemed unusual until a ghostly figure slowly appeared, coming out of the car like it belonged to another world. The footage was clear, but no one knew how it happened. The next morning, when people reviewed the video, they couldn't believe what they saw. Some things are just too strange to understand. Maybe it's better to pretend it never happened. Ghostly horse. In a small town in Colombia, one night, terrifying noises filled the air, sending everyone into a state of fear. No one dared to step outside to investigate. The next day, when the CCTV footage was reviewed, the town was left speechless. A massive, dark, ghostly horse was seen galloping down the street, with an eerie figure following close behind. No one could make sense of it. The mystery hung over the town, with no answers to what they witnessed. It was a chilling event that no one could explain. Vanishing delivery. One day, a delivery boy rang the doorbell of a house. When the owner went outside, there was no sign of the boy, but the delivery van and his cell phone were left on the ground. The owner felt something was off, so he checked the Ring camera footage. What he saw made no sense. The delivery boy vanished, seemingly disappearing into thin air. It was like he teleported or something else entirely happened. The mystery of the vanishing delivery boy remains unsolved, leaving everyone puzzled and confused. Hotel Shadow. We've all heard about unseen forces pulling people away, but this footage showed something far more terrifying. A man was walking down a hotel hallway when he suddenly collided with a dark, ghostly figure and fell to the ground. The shadow seemed to try to drag him by the leg. Fortunately, the man managed to break free in time. The CCTV footage left no doubt. These dark figures are lurking, waiting for their moment to grab someone. The scariest part? You never know who's next. Mysterious power. In a supermarket in Korea, a thief barged in and demanded money from the counter, causing a scene. But there was a young man nearby who didn't seem like your average shopper. Without lifting a finger, the young man pushed the thief with such force that he flew across the room and crashed to the ground. When the owner checked the CCTV footage later, he was stunned. There was no sign of the young man afterward. Was he some kind of guardian? Or had he simply vanished into thin air? No one could explain it, leaving everyone to wonder about the mysterious force at play. Haunting visitor. Late one night, a hospital security guard suddenly stood up and appeared to have a normal conversation with someone, clipboard in hand. But in the control room, another guard reviewed the CCTV footage and was shocked. There was no one else around. The guard talked for a while, then walked away. When asked about it, he claimed he'd spoken with a patient named Mr. Wilson. Here's the twist, though. Mr. Wilson had passed away a week ago. Was it a mistake? Or had the hospital's dark history just come alive? Unseen help. A video from an unknown source left people utterly baffled. It shows a baby in a wooden cot in the middle of the night, struggling to climb out. But the real shock came when the baby stood up and balanced perfectly on the edge of the cot. No wobble, no fall, just perfect balance. People couldn't believe their eyes. Was it a hidden talent? Or was there something unseen helping the child? The mystery remains, leaving everyone questioning the impossible. Alien ladder. A maintenance worker stepped out for his lunch break, only to return and find one of his 2 ladders missing. Confused, he checked the CCTV footage and was left in disbelief. An alien-like figure appeared out of nowhere, as though it had teleported in. It stood there for a few seconds before vanishing. Right after, the ladder moved on its own and disappeared. Some people believe the alien took it, but the real question is, why would an alien need a ladder? Now that's a mystery that has no clear answer. Guardian angel? This unbelievable incident took place in Turkey, where a man was casually walking by the side of the road. Out of nowhere, a man tapped him on the shoulder and continued walking. Moments later, a massive truck sped by, and a large metal rod fell off, landing exactly where the man had been walking just seconds earlier. Somehow, he avoided being hit, thanks to that strange tap on the shoulder. The odd part? The man who saved him disappeared immediately after. Was he a guardian angel? Or something else? We may never know. Chilling moment. A chilling event took place one night in Bulgaria. Two men were outside a cafe just minding their own business. One was talking on the phone, while the other stood nearby. Without warning, the man on the phone was suddenly pulled by his leg. His friend tried to help, but when he saw what was happening, he panicked and ran off. He returned a moment later, but his friend had vanished. To his horror, he saw him again, still being dragged, this time into the cafe at full speed. What really happened that night? Only the two men know the truth. Aisle 7 Horror. Late one night, a man walked into a quiet supermarket. Everything seemed ordinary as he moved down the aisle. But then, something took a terrifying turn. CCTV footage showed him suddenly freezing in place. His arms twisted in unnatural ways, and his body jerked like it was being controlled by something else. He let out a strange scream, his face changing in the most unsettling way. Shoppers around him backed away, terrified and confused. The man was never seen again, leaving behind only the mystery of what happened that night. Phantom Walker. Late one night, a beggar was sleeping outside a closed store when he felt someone pass by. It was a man in a hoodie that somehow phased through a locked door and came back out with snacks from inside the convenience store. The homeless man was confused and shocked by what we just saw happen in the CCTV. And now, let us move on to our subscriber pick of the day. A security guard working at a law office in Alaska shared some CCTV footage that left everyone scratching their heads. In the video, a strange man walks into the building, looking out of place. His attire is way too formal for the office setting, and his face is almost unclear, like something's off about him. He walks straight up to the receptionist, Nicole, and after a brief exchange, something odd happens. She seems almost hypnotized, like she's under his control. Without hesitation, she pulls something from her desk drawer, hands it over to him, and leaves with him. Now, the weird part? After reviewing the footage, the security guard had no idea where Nicole had gone. She wasn't in the building after that, and no one could explain what was handed over. Some people online think it could be a sighting of the Men in Black, the mysterious figures known for silencing witnesses of strange events.